Hey folks, if you ever had to create responsive Canvas apps previously, I'm sure you came across this great tutorial which taught you about how to calculate the X, Y, the width, height of each control, and then how to make them relative to the screen size, and then relative to the other controls that come before it or after it. And while it was all great fun to calculate all these things, the problems really started escalating once you had to edit the app and add new controls and move things around. It became a real pain. So we're trying to solve that problem, and we have a new concept out that will hopefully solve a lot of these issues for you. We're introducing something called auto layout containers. The idea behind these containers is that they will take care of the layout of all the children elements. So they will control their X and Y, and in many cases, their positioning, their width and height. We have two layout containers, horizontal container and a vertical container. And if you're not seeing these containers, make sure that when you go in the settings and upcoming feature, make sure that layout containers is enabled. Also, if you're creating a responsive app, you probably also want to make sure that scale to fit is turned off in the display settings, so the app does not automatically scale to the screen. So talking horizontal and vertical containers, what are they? Let's take a look. I'll add one horizontal container in here, and I will add a bunch of buttons into it. And as you can see, the container is already positioning these buttons inside here. I can also change the layout to be horizontal or vertical. I can choose whether the buttons are centered on the top, bottom, spread out, and likewise in the other direction, whether they're on the left, centered, right, or stretched. I can also add a gap between them, as well as control the overflow and wrapping if I have too many elements. So I can also, whenever you're inside an auto layout container, you also have special properties for each child. Each child can override the parent's alignment setting for its children. So for example, this button I can choose to have aligned to the left. And I can also choose it to be of flexible height or width in the other container. When turning on flexible height, the button will automatically take up all the available space in the parent container. This can be controlled and fine-tuned by setting the fill portions for the claim of that space. So if I want another button to share that space, I will select it, turn its flexible height on off, and they will share the space. I can also make the second button take 2/3 of the space by setting the fill portions to be 2, while on the other button it is 1. And the way this works is if I select the container, the buttons will automatically adjust to make use of that space and share it in a 2-to-1 portion. So how does this play in real life? Well, to get you started, we also have some new screen templates. And we'll just choose one of these and see how you can make use of this in real life. So for example, I have this sidebar template, and in the sidebar container, maybe I'll add a gallery here. And maybe in the top container, I'll add a bunch of buttons. Maybe this gallery, I'll set it to be just my parents to switch to my parents' size, and it'll have a flexible height automatically. In the header, I'll add a few buttons, and I'll select the parent container. I'll center these buttons in both directions. And maybe I'll add a little gap between them. And in the main section, I will maybe just have an edit form. Now, and this forms will automatically stretch. Now, another neat feature we have here is when you go to preview your app, we have a new option here to fit the app to the window size. And what's neat about this is that if you resize the window, you can really see how the responsiveness plays in. So when someone is viewing your app in a smaller window or a larger window, you'll see that the app automatically resizes and places your controls how you define it without you having to do any calculations or extra work.